In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about laughing out loud by yourself, squeeing over a yellow crayon, reliving 1998's greatest hits, and fangirling over Kendare. In our discussion of One Girl in All the World by Kendare Blake.
Yay!
Woo! Finally! Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about books. It's full of spoilers.
Just books.
Just books. All books, all the time.
All books and all spoilers all the time.
Yes. Every week, we discuss a different book in way too much juicy detail. And I think that's the most accurate part of the standard introduction. I'm Amanda. Wait, no, that's also accurate.
It's a vicious rumour. And I'm Claire, potentially. And today we're going to discuss One Girl in All the World by Kendare Blake, and it's about bloody time.
It really is. It really, really is. Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read or listen to the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so excited. I'm just going to quickly jump into my initial thoughts.
Go for it.
It's about bloody time that we covered, One Girl in All the World. And there's the third one, Against the Darkness, we also need to cover.
We gotta do that one
so
too.
Look out for that one.
Yeah.
And Buffy. My heart for Buffy. I love Buffy. Okay, you may continue with your background information and or initial thoughts.
My background information is from jeanbooknerd.com, and Kendare is talking about getting to know the characters. And she says, Frankie really grows. Don't get me wrong, she's not Buffy. She'll never be Buffy. And her style is drastically different. Something that Spike is constantly harping about in One Girl in All the World. He's all, can you be a little more Slay and a little less Three Stooges? And Frankie's like, who are the Three Stooges? And also no.
And also no.
And also no.
Does she have a style? That is a question that we have.
I feel like her style is fish out of water, floppy.
Which, given the first monsters that she fights in the book, it's
appropriate.
Appropriate.
Wait, is that the first monster, or is the cowboy first?
Oh, the cowboy first. Okay, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. You have apologized the past couple of weeks for being ill, and now it is my turn. So sorry, everyone, that my voice sounds so weird.
I blame the world for giving us all plague again.
I also blame the world.
Bloody world. Right, let's get into this, because this one is a one that requires popcorn and a suitable beverage.
It does indeed. After a long walk, the Slayer reaches New Sunnydale, built on the filled-in sinkhole that was created when the Hellmouth opened. 18 years have passed, and it's still being rebuilt. Everything is shiny and new because people are people, and always forget the bad stuff that happened, despite still getting icky vibes, especially when that bad stuff happened on prime California real estate. Look, you gotta build on top of ancient burial grounds and, hellmouths, clearly.
Stick to the classics.
Yeah. The Slayer walks to New Sunnydale High, predictably built right on top of the Hellmouth, and walks through an open door and down into the basement, where the feel of the Hellmouth is strongest. She sets down an orb that gives off an eerie green glow and acts like a demon magnet, which will make a wonderful welcome back present for the Hellmouth. The Slayer pulls up her hood, hiding her face, and leaves the school. Phase 1 commenced.
Ooh, I like the stage. I like it when a plan's got stages and phases. A vampire cowboy moseys into town, pulled by the hail mouth. He's been notching up kills for a long time across Nevada, Arizona, and all the way down to Texas. Y'all. Now he's swapped the dust of ghost towns for the well-manicured lawn and garden ornaments of New Sunnydale Cemetery, with the intention of making new notches on his new cactus leather belt. Unfortunately for him, he comes across the Scuba Gang. Haley and Sigmund are holding a seance on a grave, aka acting as bait, allowing Frankie the Slayer to dropkick his face while complimenting his eco-friendly belt. Jake the werewolf and captain of the lacrosse team is also there. The Scuba Gang tries to survey the vampire. Yes, they're conducting a census, but the vampire is in no mood to suffer questions from a little lady. So Frankie ends up staking him, dusting him, and his eco-friendly belt, which is a shame because that eco-friendly belt was wonderful. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Hellmouth.
The only thing I wanted to say during that whole paragraph was battle scars.
Not battle scars.
Battle scars. During free period the next day, Frankie is waiting for Haley, Jake, and Sigmund so they can update her watcher on the single vampire dusting the night before. Spike, yes, the Spike, who is posing as a school librarian, tweed and all, is safe from the sunlight because of an SPF 7000 spell Willow cast over the school. Unfortunately, he's not really interested. After the explosion last year that made them think all the Slayers were killed except Haley's sister Vi, who they haven't seen since, he's lost his lust for living and dying and being dead.
It's not joie de vie.
I know, that's why I added and being dead. That's why I added being dead.
Joie de mort.
Even the monsters turning up in New Sunnydale are a bit lackluster. Spike encourages Frankie to forget about Grimlock, the hunter of hot pants, and get out there and cavort. He's immortal and can afford the time to brood. But she needs to move on.
After letting her mind wander in history class, Frankie heads outside to the woods next to the sports field to go and beat up some trees. For somebody who's really ecologically, minded, she's awfully eager to beat these trees up.
She really is. Right.
Instead of finding a nice punchable shrub, she finds the ripped up dead body of a senior in a razorback hoodie and a strong fish smell, but no demon. Frankie gets the Scuba Gang and they investigate the body. The smell is still pungent and the body of Gustavo Fuentes is still there. But interestingly, he is no longer wearing his hoodie. Jake was under the impression that Gustavo transferred schools and moved away. But here he is, dead.
On the side of the highway near the Welcome to New Sunnydale sign, the Slayer sets a fire with a flint and demon spell. She's using this to call another Slayer because you can't trace smoke like you can a burner phone, apparently. Burner phone. Smoke. They talk about a scythe and how the Red Witch must know where it is. They also mention getting an amulet and Frankie accepting their help. It's all very annoyingly cryptic.
Annoyingly cryptic, number 1. It's Thursday night, so Spike is on his way to Poetry Club. Yes, actual Poetry Club. With a box of cinnamon shortbread.
He's precious.
He's so precious. He's also brooding about Buffy, which annoys him, as it's very angel-like behaviour. The smell of cologne, though, distracts him, and following his nose through the cemetery, Spike finds Wolfie Oz hunting rabbits, and perhaps any monsters he may happen upon. Oz asks Spike if he feels like he's being watched lately when out hunting, and Spike has. They decide to keep it a secret from Frankie for now, but will tell Willow. They don't know how right they are, for just then a figure darts from headstone to headstone behind them, watching them.
Oh.
The watchers being watched.
Oh no. That's a whole different thing.
It is.
At Willow's, over hot blood and sandwiches, Spike and Oz tell Willow about feeling watched, but Willow doesn't sense anything. They are interrupted by Xander, who texts them an aerial photo of the explosion site, which looks worse than they thought. He also shares that a magical goat herd in France reported a ripple of mystical energy at the time of the explosion. The last time a ripple was felt was May 22, 2001, when Buffy died fighting Glory to save the world, and Glory ripped a hole through dimensions. They suspect more than one portal between dimensions opened in the explosion, which could mean the other Slayers are still alive in another dimension. To help them, Xander is sending an oracle, and there she is knocking on the door right now. Oz lets in a demon with blue skin and eyes only for Willow. She calls Willow the gate through which the Slayer's power flows, and talks about how, on the day of the attack, there was a big rip, and now many small tears have occurred. Then she shoots her eyes out on long stalks from her head and attaches them to Willow for a few moments.
Ew.
When her eyes go
Just
back
ew.
into her head, she whispers that the darkness is coming, before abruptly leaving. Great! More cryptic messages.
I have a notebook with cryptic messages in. When Scooby Gang 2.0 returns to Willow's, they're updated on what happened with the Oracle. They now have hope that Buffy and the rest of the Slayers are still alive somewhere, and will run on that assumption. Frankie goes out on patrol alone to try and find his darkness, hoping it will still be a baby and easy to slay. Meanwhile, Spike's brooding is trending towards pining now. There is hope that Buffy is alive. Willow talks to him about it. About 8 hours in the library every day has made Spike weirdly insightful, and he turns Willow's advice straight back on her. She needs to find herself a lovely lady and sort out whatever relationship it is with Oz.
The next day, Frankie reaches school at the same time the new Sunnydale police do. There has been another murder!
Yay!
Charlie Baylor and Gustavo's body has been found. Yay!
Yay!
Charlie was found in the school changing rooms. While Spike and Sigmund check the sewers for clues about Gustavo's killer, Frankie and Haley head inside to investigate Charlie's death. Haley distracts the officers, allowing Frankie to sneak inside the changing room. Charlie's body is cut up more than Gustavo's, and there's a faint smell of salty fish. She also notices that the lockers have been ransacked. There isn't any Razorback merch to be seen.
You know, they should really check eBay. Or
They
like
should.
Vinted or something. Just
Yeah.
in case somebody's like stealing all the Razorback merch to sell.
Yeah.
I don't know who would want it, but still.
Arkansas people would want it. Because
Oh, there you go.
that's the state team, whatever mascot.
Sport team.
Sport.
Thing. I don't know sport.
Sport.
Go sport team. With 2 dead bodies, the school has been closed, which is surprising given New Sunnydale High's history. So Haley and Sigmund head to his apartment above the magic shop. As they're making out against the front door, it opens and they fall at the feet of the great Serafina Dewitt, Sigmund's mother. Dum dum dum. It's not the most auspicious start to meeting your boyfriend's mother. Meanwhile, at the Rosenberg house, Willow is making eggs and pancakes. Yes, please. Spike is eating them, and Frankie tells them about what she found. A few minutes later, Haley and Sigmund arrive with Serafina. Willow is kerfuffled at seeing Serafina because Serafina is her ex. Serafina immediately challenges Frankie to a fight, but it's not antagonistic, it's a sage demon thing, and is the warmest welcome that could be extended. Frankie agrees, and it's set for the cemetery that night.
The fight is super awkward at first because Serafina is Frankie's friend's mom and also her mom's super hot ex. So Frankie feels uncomfortable beating her up. To make it easier, Serafina creates a mirror image of herself for Frankie to fight instead. The fight is interrupted by the return of super hot Grimlock, Hunter of Thrace, who is fighting a demon himself. This one is a fish creature with writhing claws that resemble the slices in Gustavo's and Charlie's bodies. But Grimlock is able to snap the fish creature's neck, killing it. Willow recognizes the creature. It was a member of the 1998 Sunnydale High swim team. Apparently, see episode Go Fish, who were changed into sea creatures for their coach, who was doping them. They disappeared into the sea back in 98 and have never been seen since. It looks like they've come back for the latest Razorback merch and murder. Frankie and Jake head to the school swimming pool in case more turn up.
It's a funny episode, Go Fish, because Xander infiltrates, air quotes, the swim team. So then you have to see the Xander in tiny little swim shorts. And then there's a super awkward thing where Willow's looking at them and she's kind of thinking, do I fancy Xander? Because in the first 3 series, there was this little Xander Willow, does Willow love Xander, does Xander love Willow thing, and then Oz comes along, and then Willow's like, no, actually I love Oz, but then it turns out Willow's a lesbian. So, you've got to test the waters.
Yeah. In your Speedo.
So, in your Speedos, and Xander was in the Speedos.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anywho, Sam, a friend of Jake's, is at the school when Frankie and Jake arrive. As they head to the swimming pool, they hear Sam's screams, and they burst in to see him being attacked by fish people and dive in to save him. Jake gets Sam out of the pool while Frankie tries to fight the fish people. She's not a strong swimmer at the best of times, never mind adding a fight to the death with several former swim team aquatic fish people, but suddenly someone drops a knife into the pool, and Frankie, the first Slayer witch, uses telekinesis on the knife to turn the fish people into sushi. When Frankie manages to get out of the pool, she finds Vi, Haley's Slayer sister, is the one that gave her the knife. When they return to the Rosenberg house, the reception to Vi is, it's mixed. Spike is frosty with his original Slayer, and Haley is stunned to see her sister. They have, at least 1 million questions, but Vi refuses to answer any. She says only that she's going to take her sister out for dinner, help train Frankie, and then she and Haley are going to leave.
Later that night, Frankie sneaks out to see Grim. The sexual tension between them can be cut with a knife. But nothing happens. Grim does give Frankie a rock.
Girls love rocks.
They do. This one is a stalker stone, though, which will allow a hunter to walk amongst their prey unnoticed. He only gives them to favored hunters. Oh! Frankie has to head home pretty quickly, and she sneaks back into the house, stopping by Haley, who is stressing over her sister's arrival. I mean, I would probably feel the same if my sister showed up.
Family, it's like, ooh.
Shrug. Unfortunately for Frankie, her mom is the most powerful witch, ever, and knows her daughter snuck out and is waiting patiently for her arrival to ground her.
How do you ground a Slayer?
Can't. Doesn't really work.
Vi walks down the highway after dinner and 20 questions with her sister. Vi ruminates on how she was conscripted into the Slayer ranks, demon magic being used to create the first Slayer, and passed down through the generations. Frankly, it stinks. Using the demon magic smoke FaceTime spell, Vi calls Sonia. The conversation reveals that Vi is in New Sunnydale to find a scythe, whilst another in the group, Aspen, their leader, is looking for an amulet. It also reveals that Vi was in the group that planned the explosion at Halifax.
It's not good.
Yikes.
Frankie's grounding lasts a week because it's difficult to ground a Slayer. I'm honestly surprised it lasted a whole week.
I mean, she did Slayer duties and that's it.
Yeah. Now she's in the library with the Scooby Gang and all the adults when Spike gives her, a strict vegetarian, a gift voucher for a leather shop because, in his opinion, she could use some badass Slayer clothes.
Question. She's vegetarian, not vegan. If you're vegetarian, you'd still, in theory, you still have dairy and eggs.
Yeah.
And you can wear leather. It's vegan who would be objecting to it, so...
Well, I mean, she might also just choose not to do that. That's true. Just because she's called a vegetarian doesn't mean that she wants to wear leather.
That is true. I mean, my objection to it is that leather's a really good armour, and it's, it would give her that flexibility that she needs. It would protect her better than, Lululemon, but that's just me.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone gets involved in the sparring, even Willow, who has a telekinesis fight with Frankie and kicks her daughter's butt by throwing all of the library books at her in alphabetical order. And my librarian heart is both happy and sad at this.
To be fair, though, Willow does also treasure the book, so it'll have, stung a bit for her.
Clearly, Willow is showing off for Serafina. After, the adults leave the kids to tidy up all the books that were thrown around, and again, like a single tier. As they do so, Jake confesses that he likes his friend Sam, but is also frustrated that he can't control his wolf during the full moon, which makes him feel helpless when it comes to fighting alongside his friends. But also he has a crush on a boy.
He likes Sam and the cheerleaders. He's allowed to.
Oh, he is. It's so cute.
He's adorable. Give him squitches. Frankie and Haley stop for pizza while on patrol. They're looking at the indie cinema, enjoying their slices and soda, when screams erupt from inside the theatre and people come pouring out, followed by giant insects. Straight away, they run to the rescue and start fighting the big bugs with their sharp, pointy mandibles. Vi shows up from nowhere and joins the fray. Frankie shouts to Vi to call the adults while she runs in the direction of the cemetery, bugs following. Inside the cemetery, Frankie, Haley and Vi let loose on the bugs and take them out, with Spike showing up a few moments later. Vi is somewhat impressed with Frankie's lack of fighting style, but not impressed that Haley joined the fight. Meanwhile, Serafina is not impressed that Sigmund is a scholar, not a fighter. She believes he needs to put down the books and the demon senses, pick up a sword, and find a nice demon wife, viewing Haley as a nice, for now, girlfriend.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It was really icky, and
it was.
I was very annoyed that Sigmund didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. But, I mean, he doesn't seem to be the bravest.
No, he defers, and she is the great Serafina DeWitt.
Right, and he has to announce her as such.
Yes, I mean, she carries swords that you can't see around. How does she hide them?
You don't want to know.
Good tailoring hides a good sword.
Mm. After consuming 2 pounds of spaghetti for dinner and teasing her mom about Serafina, Frankie and Willow head to bed. A stressed and harried-looking Sigmund knocks on the Rosenberg front door before they can make it upstairs. He thinks he's found a way to trace the missing Slayers. Instead of looking at the portal, they need to look at what went into the portal, the Slayers. By using something universal to all Slayers, he should be able to trace them. So he asks if they know the location of the scythe. The scythe was the weapon of the first Slayer and was wielded by Buffy and used by Willow to awaken all the Slayers during their final big battle to save the world. It also helped focus the power that created Frankie. Willow has been storing it in her garage and happily pulls it from a junk trunk.
If you're going to hide the scythe, that's the perfect place to do it.
Yeah, really.
Patrolling on Valentine's night isn't romantic, especially when you're doing so with family, friends, and their frustrating family members, and your hot demon potential BF is nowhere in sight. In the cemetery, they come across a group of vamps who are quickly, and in Spike's opinion of Frankie's form and style, messily dispatched. Vi also lays into Haley fighting and using an axe. They aren't the only vampires in the cemetery, though, as one confessed to being compelled to create more, and then the group is swarmed with baby vamps. After fighting off one wave, Willow casts a spell to trap them, so it takes some of the challenge out of dusting the vamps. When Frankie chases one vamp down, she runs into Grim, and after some flirting, they kiss. So at least Valentine isn't totally tragic.
A few days later, when Frankie and Vi are working together to draw a pack of hellhounds to their doom over a cliff, Frankie gets weird vibes from Vi. Her Slayer radar is pinging, and she sees something in Vi's eyes that isn't friendly and doesn't scream Team Slayer. Later, when only the Scooby Gang is at the Rosenberg house, Sigmund updates them on his research into getting the Slayers back. He thinks he's found a spell, but they'll need to gather ingredients, and Willow will need to be the one to use it because she was the witch who woke the Slayers up before, so she has a connection to the Slayer power. Gulp. Seems kind of serious.
Everyone is nervous the day they're going to cast the spell. The Scooby Gang and Spike ditch school, with the exception of Sigmund, who stays to pore over the books more. He and Haley have been a bit off, and neither are talking about it. At the Rosenbergs, Willow is canoodling with Serafina when Oz arrives with the spell ingredients, and after a weird and awkward argument, as much as one can argue with Oz, Willow and Oz finally decide their relationship can't be labelled, so they are rebels. Soon, all the Scoobies are together, and after some strong gale force whipping magic with the Slayer scythe, Willow and Frankie in the middle, they're able to make contact with Buffy, but only for a moment. Unfortunately, Buffy doesn't know where she is. Just as the spell breaks, Buffy's necklace, a cross with Joyce inscribed on it, is dropped through the dimensions. After the spell, the scythe seems to not be comfortable with Willow and actively moves away from her, so Sigmund suggests she carry it around and bond with it. Okay. I would gladly carry a scythe around and bond with it.
Yeah, definitely.
I would be BFFs with the scythe.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Especially the Slayer scythe.
Frankie is on patrol with Grimm. Not through the cemetery, but the woods on the eastern hill of New Sunnydale. New Sunnydale has hills now after the whole Hellmouth apocalypse changed the topography, and a hill with a pretty view makes a makeout point, which plenty of people are taking advantage of. That is, until demons, who look like the offspring of crocodiles and scorpions, start dropping down on the hoods of the cars, reaching through windows for the hot and heavy teens inside. Frankie and Grimm dispatch the demons easily, and all the teens escape. Just as they're catching their breath, Frankie and Grimm throw themselves at each other, which is promptly interrupted by Spike. When Spike drags Frankie home, he wastes no time telling Willow what happened, who starts having flashbacks to her teenage years and feeling immense guilt for what they put Joyce Summers through. While Spike and Willow talk, Frankie is ordered to her room, but stops by Haley's. Haley mentions that Vi wants them to leave and find their Salto side of the family. Haley is interested. She has questions about her own fighting abilities. Is she just naturally a badass, or is it something more? She also mentions that Vi seems a little weird and is acting more cryptic than usual. Another cryptic thing.
On patrol again, Frankie is back in the cemetery, but with Vi and Haley. As they're talking about Sigmund pulling away from Haley, they're attacked by vampires. These aren't any normal vampires. They're Turok-Han. They're born uber-vamps. The demons sent to terrorise and kill all the baby slayers after Willow called them. This freezes Vi, as she was one of those baby slayers. But Frankie is relentless. The Turok-Han are tough, so the slayers make a strategic run away, calling the others away with their SOS whistles. Frankie wants her mum, though. Not for comfort, but for the Slayer scythe she's carrying. Frankie knows from her Aunt Buffy the scythe will decapitate the Turok-Han and turn the tide. The tide of the fight turns, though, with Frankie wielding the scythe. After the Turok-Han is dispatched, Vi, still frozen, only has eyes for the scythe. Quickly, Vi leaves.
Vi heads to a warehouse and uses the magic smoke FaceTime spell. Sonia answers, but Vi demands to speak to Aspen. When Aspen comes, Vi accuses her of hiding information about the beacon and how it called the Turok-Han. Aspen tells Vi it only calls demons back to the Hellmouth they came from, and the Hellmouth eats them until a nice big surprise pops out. The Grand Mage who instructed her wasn't clear on the surprise. Vi tells Aspen she has found the Slayer scythe and how she wants to grab it, but that would be bad, as she would lose Willow and the Scooby Gang's trust if it were to go wrong. With that, Aspen makes the smoke circle bigger until Sonia, others from their cohort, and Aspen step through, Aspen loudly declaring that the darkness is here. None of them see Frankie watching from a small window or hear her curse about Vi.
Can I just point out, I absolutely love the fact that Frankie saw all of this. It was something I was not expecting. It's not a surprise, but it's something I wasn't expecting, that the hero of the piece actually sees this transpire. So I love that bit, just throwing that bit out there. After a restless night, Frankie meets the rest of the Scooby Gang in the school library early the following morning. She tells them exactly what and who she saw the previous night. The only conclusion they can draw is that Vi and the other 8 rogue slayers are the ones responsible for the bomb in Halifax that pushed the other slayers into another dimension. An army of slayers is not going to be easy to beat. Frankie pulls out the Stalker Stone Graham give her and decides to infiltrate the darkness and find out exactly what is going on.
After donning her Buffy cosplay, Slayer armor, Buffy's leather jacket and cross, it's cosplay though.
It is.
It's really high quality cosplay because it's the real stuff.
Yeah.
But it's still cosplay.
Yeah.
Frankie leaves for the warehouse, Stalker Stone in hand. When she arrives, she cuts her hand and smothers the stone in her blood before slipping inside and following a Slayer downstairs. There are at least 8 Slayers, not including Vi and Aspen, sitting on mattresses, chatting and eating copious amounts of junk food. No one sees her, not even Vi, when she does appear and heads into the back area where more Slayers and Aspen are. Frankie listens and gets confirmation they're responsible for the bomb and the missing, injured, and dead Slayers, but not why they did it. Suddenly, someone new and distinctly not a Slayer arrives. Grim.
Oh.
Aspen throws herself into his arms, wraps her legs around him, and starts kissing him. So, Aspen is his Slayer love he's been trying to find.
I thought you had better taste.
Stunned, Frankie moves to leave and crashes into some packing boxes, causing Grim to notice her and say her name, which forces Vi to see her, breaking the Stalker Stone spell. Instead of attacking immediately, they explain that they want the scythe so they can give their powers back to it and be normal again. The fighting and the escape with Grim happens after Aspen orders Frankie to be tied up, and Frankie does not consent. Consent is key, everyone.
When they're out of the warehouse, Frankie and Grim lay into each other. She's annoyed that he broke the Stalker Stone spell and was smooching the evil Slayer leader, and he's annoyed, essentially, that she was doing her job as a Slayer. Frankie gives Grim an ultimatum. He has to choose to either be on her side or stay out of the way. Back home, Frankie tells the Scooby Gang and the adults what happened, and also that Aspen had a necklace that made her Slayer ping. Frankie doesn't believe Aspen is being honest about wanting to get rid of her Slayer powers. She thinks the other Slayers there were, but not Aspen. Clearly not Aspen. With the scythe double hidden, they're going to focus on Aspen's amulet to figure out what the heck is going on.
While Frankie is training in the cemetery using a reluctant vampire as a crash test doll, and Spike keeps shouting pointers and calling her form sloppy, Grim has a visit in his tent from Aspen. She wants to remind Grim that he is hers, but Grim really isn't into it and keeps thinking about Frankie. Aspen doesn't see Frankie as a threat in any way and denies Grim's assertion that Buffy would have allowed them their freedom if they had only asked. There's a distinct darkness about Aspen now, which is a little appealing to the Hunter of Thrace, but mostly she's acting like a dangerous, spoiled brat.
In the library, after scaring 2 freshmen for not recycling, Frankie asks about Jake liking Sam. It's going nicely. The Scoobies and the adults come in, and Sigmund shares that he has found information about Aspen's necklace. It's the Amulet of Jinjari that essentially drains power of an army. So they decide that Aspen wants the Slayer power for herself. Frankie suggests destroying the scythe, problem solved. They can still save Buffy and the other Slayers as they have Willow. They agree, though reluctantly, because it's the best plan they have. They'll do it Friday night after Jake's lacrosse game.
Frankie is out patrolling the streets of downtown New Sunnydale. It's eerily quiet. Grim interrupts her patrol, concerned she's patrolling alone, given the current situations, but Frankie has mixed feelings about seeing him. As they're talking, screams erupt from a restaurant, followed by people running and terror and blood. Frankie and Grim run into the restaurant to find a giant demon, a skin eater, eating a person. The fight is on and through the restaurant and into the kitchen and into the back alley until Frankie uses the skin eater's own barbed spine on it, and Grim rips off its head. Spike was watching the whole time and actually congratulates Frankie and apologizes for being an ass to her. As they walk home, Spike asks Frankie if she would be willing to kill one of the rogue slayers, because they would not hesitate to kill her.
Vi is on patrol too, but she doesn't see any red-headed witches flying around or Scoobies in a van. When Sonia relieves Vi, she heads to the Aspen. Aspen is thinking about Buffy and the other Slayers, because it turns out that they were in the same dimension, but they can't check on them now as they can't chance the Scoobies tracking it. They're in a prison dimension where time moves much, much slower than here. Aspen orders Vi to get the scythe and use Haley if necessary. It also turns out that the only thing that can destroy the beacon on the Hellmouth is the Slayer scythe.
Oh. Frankie and Willow make up some of the spell ingredients they'll need later before heading to Jake's lacrosse game. Both generations of Scoobies are there. Haley and Frankie spot Vi looking up at them, and Haley gestures for her to come up. She wants to talk, and they go off to one side. A ping in Frankie's Slaydar leads her under the benches where Grim is waiting. As Grim reaches for her, they hear the lacrosse crowd scream, not because the Razorbacks are winning, no.
That would never happen.
But because a giant horde of the original Scooby's greatest hit demons are approaching.
As the lacrosse teams and spectators run for it, the Scoobies, old and new, with Seraphina and Vi, fight through the horde, but no matter how many they slay, more keep coming. And unfortunately for Jake, not all are easy to dispatch just by screaming. Slowly, they make their way into the school. They need to create a bottleneck to be able to take on the numbers and to get to the basement and break the beacon. Through blood, sweat and tears, they make it to the beacon, but it's too late. The Hellmouth has eaten its fill and spits out its fun surprise. Evil Witch Willow! Frankie takes the Slayer scythe from her mother and throws it to Vi, who is closest to the beacon. Vi smashes it and takes out Evil Willow. Vi turns away with the scythe and apologises.
No! The following night, after locking Jake in his werewolf cage because it's a full moon, Frankie, the Scoobies, and the parents head to the warehouse. Frankie makes a dramatic entrance by pulling the door off its hinges and throwing it away.
Very Buffy. Very, very Buffy.
Aspen and the other Slayers are there, clearly in the middle of something, but since Vi and the Scythe aren't there, it's not the destruction of the Slayers. Yet. After some banter and accusations, Vi walks in, scythe in hand. Vi won't give it up, so Frankie needs to take it from her. The Slayers attack the Scoobies, Frankie and Vi battling each other, with Vi using the scythe against Frankie. Eventually, Frankie uses her magic to grab the scythe, and she slashes at Vi right through the belly. Enough is enough. Frankie uses her magic to raise the scythe high into the air and whispers a spell, destroying it. Darkness flees, leaving a dead Vi on the ground.
Whoa. The previous night, Vi is inconsolable with the part she played in all the death and destruction. Vi tells the Scooby she's so tired and wants to be free of the Slayer responsibility, but Aspen wants to take all the power for herself, just like they thought. They concoct a plan where Vi will run off with the scythe, and tomorrow night they will confront the darkness in the warehouse. Vi will turn up with the scythe, and Frankie will kill Vi. But it won't be Vi. It will be Seraphina outside the warehouse casting her mirror spell.
We're caught up now, right?
Yeah?
Good, yeah. Okay. Vi and Seraphina walk into the warehouse. Vi looking at her dead mirror self being cradled by a weeping Haley. Haley's a really good actress. Though the scythe is destroyed, Aspen won't give up, and she can't find out Vi is still alive, so Serafina offers to go with Vi, helping her to hide from the darkness. It will be an honor for her to be a companion of a slayer.
Later, Frankie, Haley, Willow and Spike are composting the demons at the Hellmouth when Grim comes to antagonise Spike, unintentionally, and merely to see Frankie. He tells her he intends to stay in New Sunnydale and protect it and not go after Aspen. On Monday morning, the Scoobies are sitting in the school quad before the first bell, and everything is bright and sunny and almost normal. For now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really that shocked. This is a Buffy verse. This is... There's calm before the storms, constant. So.
All right, it's time for our promo again. Let's see if I can ho. Can I hoa hoa? Can I hoa hoa?
I tried hoa hoing this week. It was weird. Do you want to give it a go? Or...
Yes.
I'm starting to get there. Perfect. So, guys, you know the crack. On Sunday the 26th of October we are going to be covering live the second life of Brie Tanner.
The short second life.
Short second. I'm distracted by you, sorry. I'm going to have to cover you. You start ho-hoing, I'll do it again.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay. There we are. Yes, we are covering the short second life of Brie Tanner on the 26th of October. That's the Sunday. That's the Sunday coming as of listening to this episode. And we're going to be doing it at 2 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. UK time. The time zones have changed. Remember to check your clocks, people. And we're going to be live on YouTube. And I promise you now, the cosplay.
The cosplay is so good.
It's so bad.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's so bad, it's good.
It's giving me life.
It's giving me unlife.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway.
Yes.
Okay, so I found in a way that I don't know about it, but I found that and it's my own fault, I really feel left out during the summary because you were like, oh yeah, and then this happens in this episode, and this is like this, and this is always like this, and I'm like, la la la, I didn't watch Buffy, so I don't understand. But
I said once, go and watch this episode.
Yeah, but then you were like, at the end, you were like, but I wasn't even surprised because, this is what happens, you know?
I mean, to be fair, though, if you watched all of Supernatural, yeah?
No.
Or, you watched the vast majority of Supernatural?
I did.
Same, I've watched the vast majority.
Yeah.
And you know for a fact that Sam and Dean are gonna it's constant waves.
Yeah,
They never get a break. And
yeah.
if one of them dies, you know they're gonna come back.
Right.
And so it's very much the same with Buffy. If Buffy had a 26 episode season where nothing happens, it would be cancelled.
Yeah. But
There's always going to be bad guys.
But what I'm saying is that I really wish that I had watched it. And I had time. I had lots of time in between our first Buffy episode and this one. And I only watched 10 episodes, and that's all on me. But I feel like I just need to say that maybe it's special that I haven't watched Buffy because I still really enjoy these books, even though I have no idea what is going on. You
don't need to watch Buffy to enjoy these books, and that's the good thing about them. It's the same with any kind of IP, where if you haven't seen the originals, but you come to the newer stuff, you can still enjoy it for what it is. There's just Easter eggs in for the long-term fans.
But also not always.
No.
There are some times where you're like, okay, well, I have no idea what's going on, and this isn't good. It's clearly only meant for the people who have enjoyed the original version, but not this.
No.
Not this, everyone.
If you do that, that's bad.
Yeah, but you
That's
know who's
bad.
not bad? Kendare Blake.
Blake.
She's the best.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why these Buffy books work so well. You don't have to have seen the original series. Like, the college years, I remember so little. I can't even remember the big fight at the end very well, where the other stairs get called. It's because I never really watched those episodes more than once or twice. See, the high school years are very clear, but the college years are more muddy, because I can't stand freaking Riley. But, a Buffy boyfriend. Ugh. But yeah, so those ones aren't as clear. I've watched them all, but not quite so much. So those ones are a little more difficult. But I was so excited because the gentlemen turned up. And the gentlemen are a mythical Buffy.
The Gentleman is an episode that I watched, so I was also excited to see them.
Yes. I will admit I did get my my Buffy Hellmouth Monsters Guide out for some of them, because I couldn't remember what some of the monsters were. Can't remember the episodes too well. So I did look some of them up, because I was like, it was fun. It was actually fun to refer to this. I got this, like, for £1 in the shop, because it was on sale. And I was like, should I? Yes, of course you should. Claire.
Definitely. And
it's really good for it to look up and see the villains. I literally opened it up and opened up straight to the gentleman. I was like, it's a sign. It's a sign.
It's a sign.
But yeah, that's really good. It's really good. I'm surprised that you haven't watched at least a couple more.
I know, but it's just so busy all the time.
Yeah, and you've got other commitments and other things to do, so that's fine.
Yeah.
No shade.
Like watching Sailor Moon, because that's what we're doing in my household now. Just watching Sailor Moon. Fair. And we're also playing Monkey's Paw with horror movies, which is we watch a horror movie and then we have to choose something from that movie to connect us to the next movie.
I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about what we like about this book. I love all of the action sequences because they're so well written.
They're not confusing
Kendare.
fights, are they?
No, because Kendare is amazing. I also really liked the Stalker Stone scene. And I love how much Spike dislikes Grimlock and all of his underwear model comments. He comments on him being an underwear model 6 times. And it's hilarious every single time.
I don't know what I feel like about Grimlock. I don't know if I like Grimlock. I don't know.
I think I do.
I'm not sure. I still feel like the jury's still out. What I'm struggling, and I know we've had this conversation when, human and vampire get together, and you say, well, the vampire, like, we had it all the time with the Twilight episodes, where you like the age difference. But the difference with the Twilight is they are stuck at 17. He's never going to grow older than 17.
Never.
But Grimlock's 2,000 years old. Frankie's, 17?
Yeah.
And I just find that a bit icky.
Yeah, but I mean that's just a thing. That's just a thing in literature.
It is, and I still find it a bit icky. Yeah. And I know he's a demon. I know there's a difference, but he's still 2,000 years. I think it's the maturity.
Yeah.
Like, Frankie's still a kid.
Yes.
She still acts like a kid.
Yeah.
Because she is a kid.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I'm finding it a bit weird. I'm like, Grimlock, she's like 17, come on.
Yeah, I do wish that she was not 17. Good, like 20.
Yeah.
Then it would be fine.
Yeah, outside the teen years, make it a little bit less icky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't find that as troublesome as you do, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just found it a bit weird. Spike again, MVP. But I'm refusing to pick him as my favourite character, because otherwise I would always pick him as my favourite character.
Right.
I love the way he's always constantly telling Frankie that she's got this Three Stooges style fight. And I can totally appreciate him getting really frustrated. And like, don't fall, don't tumble, don't run away, don't... Because she's causing herself more damage than what the bad guys are sometimes, with her ducking and diving and
flailing.
falling and flailing.
Yeah.
And it's like happenstance. When she's holding the slate scythe, she's really actually kick ass. Like, her fighting style when she's holding the slate scythe is spot on.
Yeah.
So it's like, can we have more of that and less than the Three Stooges? I can totally appreciate where he's coming from.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. But yeah, so Spike could use some positive reinforcement training as a watcher. But I also really love the fact that he is becoming a bit of a librarian now, because he's spending 8 hours. It's where it says he's spending 8 hours with books. So he's reading, he's becoming more insightful. He's part of a poetry club, a genuine poetry club, and he has a Discord. Side note, we have a Discord.
Yes.
Go to the socials and you'll get a link to it.
Yes.
There is a bespoke Instagram story that just says Discord link. But yeah, it's hilarious. But then he does get really, really broody. Like, and I'm glad that it's actually acknowledged in the book that he gets angel levels of brood, and he hates that, because I'm like, yeah, Spike, you are not broody. Spike's fun loving. Spike's grunge. He's William the goddamn Bloody.
See, I feel like I am allowed to say that Spike is my favorite character, because I haven't watched that much of the original show, so to me, he's just like a broody vampire librarian, which speaks to my soul.
Oh, heck yeah.
I also really liked Jake, but I feel like Jake wasn't in this one as much.
No.
But I loved every scene with Jake.
I did, but I'm a little worried about Jake, because every scene he was in, like, one of two things seemed to be happening. He was liking Sam, love that.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like really, and I don't know if it's just the werewolf, he was really frustrated and antagonistic towards Oz.
Yeah. Because
he can't control the werewolf. But I mean, it takes a lot to control being a werewolf. Yeah. And Oz has spent many, many years learning to control his. Jake, you're 17. You need to take some time.
Yeah. But
my favourite was probably Haley, by the way.
Yeah.
If I'm excluding Spike for my own arbitrary reasons. Because I just love the fact that she's just, at the moment, as far as we know, she's just a fully human who's absolutely kick-ass. And she's just, she can wield an axe. She's got I like her attitude. I love her fashion style.
Yes.
But I do enjoy the fact that we've had this little thing thrown in, this little side note, a little tip thrown in, that there's potentially something different about Haley as well.
Yes. There was a quote that I really like that I'll share in a little bit when it's time for favorite final thought quotes, that now that we've been talking about it a little bit makes me also question her humanness.
Yeah. I mean, it could be very diluted, something in there.
Yeah.
But I'm interested. I'm invested.
I know, we're just going to have to read book 3.
Oh, darn.
I know, shucks. Too bad.
I find hilarious in this book is just how often they end up at the cemetery. Like, they turn a corner, they're in the cemetery.
I know, they're in the cemetery every other night.
I think it's actually in the original as well. I can't remember fully, but I'm sure there's a joke about how the Sunnydale Cemetery's got like bigger and bigger real estate space than the living in the city.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are dying all the time.
All the time. And that's what I really liked as well in the book, that the reference how old Sunnydale and new Sunnydale has the same kind of... The residents have the same mentality of they can just feel the vibe that something's wrong.
Yeah.
So they'll always go to walk in groups, or they'll shut the restaurants went to or take out and delivery only, and you know, they've got this natural self-preservation. If they had an actual good self-preservation, they would live in Sunnydale at all.
Right.
But they have this natural self-preservation where they're just kind of like, they know there's something up.
Yeah.
And then there's a bad guy, so what do? Instantly run away and let the crew deal with it.
Yeah.
The excuse of, oh, it's just an escapees from the zoo. A poo zoo.
Yeah, right? I mean, they're going to have to shut the zoo down.
Clearly.
Because clearly all of the animals are murderers.
Yes. Well, clearly all the animals have been murdered by the slayers at this point.
Yes, also that.
I disagree as well with Aspen and Vi saying that Buffy wouldn't listen to them about being conscripted as a slayer.
Yeah.
I mean, again, referencing the show, sorry, but she has to deal with being a slayer as well, so she understands what the conscription means. She didn't volunteer for it herself.
Yeah. And
considering how many slayers there are in the world, I think as long as they check in and keep tabs, she'll probably be quite happy. I mean, other people who watch Buffy, please disagree with me or we're in on this, but I think she would be, as long as not everybody's going, she'd be quite happy to say, well, you know, this dozen people who I would rather you leave the Slayer ranks and just check in annually to make sure that everything's alright, than, you know, blow everybody up, injure people, kill people, and send everybody else to a hell dimension, prison dimension. It's just not unreasonable.
Yeah, I can't imagine being the title character of a TV series and not being at least a little bit reasonable.
Buffy is not the longest living Slayer for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she died by 3 times, but yeah. She died at least twice.
Were you surprised by anything?
Sigmund.
Yeah.
Sigmund. Like, when Seraphina was like, loving Haley for being a fighter and hating Sigmund's bookish ways, I didn't like that. But then when she turned around and said to Sigmund that Haley's an okay for now girlfriend, you need to find a nice demon wife, I'm like, that ick. And the fact he didn't say anything to his mum, but I can understand sometimes you don't feel like you can, especially when there's the great person.
Yeah.
But also the fact he just stopped talking to Haley and he didn't have a conversation with her. I know Haley would have protested, but what they could have done is say, right, let's just cool the relationship while my mum's here.
Yeah.
Just to make life easier. And then, you know, we'll make up for it afterwards. I don't think that's unreasonable, because then you're like, right, that just means it's less of a headache. Especially when it's family. It's just sometimes a little easier to, like, play the game.
Yeah, I think if I were Sigmund, I probably would have told Haley what is expected. You know, like, yeah, my mom, she really likes you, but she wants me to marry a demon.
She's a racist. Sigmund's half human, but she's racist against him being with a human.
Like, I don't know how I feel about that, so yeah. I wish he had said something.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's part of the whole thing with him, though, is he doesn't do anything. I mean, he does. He does a lot, but, like,
he's a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed in him.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
He's Giles. But I'm not going to say teenage Giles, because when Giles was a teenager, he was casting black magic and raising all sorts of hell. So, teenage Giles was very Spike. Fun fact, Anthony Stewart Head, who played Giles, helped with the Spike accent.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because he's naturally got a London accent. Buffy! I love Buffy so much. Would you like to favourite final thought code?
Yes, I think I would.
I'm going to go first.
Okay. Because you always go first. That's the pattern.
Do.
You just got to say it this time because I was taking a drink of water.
I took advantage of the situation.
You did.
Okay. Stop being insightful. Your old face is making you seem wise. Misleading. I keep forgetting that Spice got a glamour to make him look older in this. He sighed. But then, what they say about wishes? Willow nodded. Poop in one hand and see what fills it faster? No, I mean the one about the horses. Which leads on nicely to, the important thing is there's hope. We have hope again. We have re-hope.
I like re-hope.
Re-hope. And then this was a nice thing. If you've watched the original, you know about the yellow crayon. The yellow in the show, Willow, when Willow's all evil, Xander pulls out a yellow crayon to give to Willow, which calms her down, because when they were little, their whole meeting story was sharing this yellow crayon in kindergarten, and that's how they became friends. So this whole monologue in the show itself by Xander is a pivotal moment, and it's like probably one of the most heartfelt scenes that Xander, and probably one of the most useful things Xander's ever done, because he's not that much a useful character in overall. So it's pivotal. So the fact that it's used and referenced in the book is magnificent. Mwah, chef's kiss to Kendare. But then the new Scoobies do say, and I love this to Frankie when she says to Jake, it's kindergarten magic, you doofus, and courage. And it's like, that's perfect, because it's, again, the new generation taking on what the parents have left them and making something bigger and better, and using their friendships to give each other life. It's so sweet. Goddamn Kendare's so good. Okay. I'm gonna go fangirl over in the corner now. Please continue.
Okay. I want to share my quote that I mentioned earlier.
Yes, please.
Just to start out. The extra battles had worn on Frankie too, but at least she had a Slayer's constitution. Fully human Haley. Like, why would you call her fully human Haley? Fully human Haley must have felt like a bag of loose garbage that someone had taken a broomstick to.
I don't think so.
Why would you call her fully human Haley?
There's too many references like that. Too many references like that.
But also, she's a bag of loose garbage. I really appreciated that. You look great. Good, even. Kendare's writing is just so good. It's great. It's good, even. Let's see. What else do I need to share? Hey, I'm not a blunt instrument. No, you're a floppy instrument. Can't you just be impressed by my sausage belt? Sorry, I'm tired. Too tired to tort, let alone retort.
I swear you've said that.
And finally, no, I've got two more. God, see, it's hard for me because I just love everything about this book, even though I have no idea what's going on. It's been more than 3 months since Broody McUnderwear model left town, and I don't see you making googly eyes at any of these lads. That was the best underwear model quote of the 6 that were in the book. And then finally, this one made me laugh out loud while I was listening to it by myself, and it was weird because laughing out loud by yourself is weird. Just stop brushing your uncle. And then it's because he's brushing Oz, and he's like, he's not my uncle, he's my cousin. That's how he torted how he retorted. He's not my uncle, he's my cousin. Not the fact that you're brushing a werewolf.
Give him scratches. Boopy's nose.
But I really enjoyed that.
Good.
Yeah. So, yeah. Would you rather?
Pew, pew, pew.
Question
yeah, let's
mark?
get into it properly. Let's do a would you rather. So, we asked on social media, would you rather use a spell to change your appearance or to make you completely unnoticeable? And on the Facebook page, we got 75% for appearance. On the book club, they voted to change their appearance with 62%. And the same on Instagram with 57%. We're all changing our appearance. Or are we? Would you like some comments to help you decide?
I am intrigued by their reasoning. Yes.
Okay, so let's go through. Let's do the super fans. Drew on Facebook said, "As long as I can check back at any time, I will be doing with the spell to
You
change."
did not read any of those words correctly.
No,
not
as long
one
as
of
I
them.
can change back at any time, I will be going with the spell to change. There we go. It's been a long week.
Coral on Facebook says, I love to change my appearance all the time. Most of the time it's with hair dye. But if I had magic, I could only imagine what I would do.
Superfan Constance says, I would have so much fun to be able to change my appearance. I would save so much money on getting my hair coloured.
Everybody's colouring their hair. Annie on Facebook says, unnoticeable would definitely come in handy when you need to get out, but don't feel like being social.
Katrina says, completely unnoticeable for sure. Sometimes when I go out, I just want to go about my business and get home. Sod's Law states I will bump into at least one person that wants to stop and chat, so going unnoticed then would be awesome.
Brie Tart says, honestly, it does depend on what kind of espionage I'm trying to use the spell for. If I need to sneak around, completely unnoticeable for the win. If I'm trying to be in disguise somewhere and need to interact with people, change my appearance. That being said, I'm not Sophronia or Dimity. I choose Instant Agatha spell, which is, of course, in reference to all of our Miss Gale books.
And I'm going to read the Cole Plays Games one because he likes to do an epic response. I'd have to go unnoticed. I'm not imaginative enough to come up with a fully realised appearance, so I'd likely end up looking like someone else, which leads to a whole different set of problems. With anonymity comes safety, so I'll be able to do all the exciting, sexy spy work I've been longing and meaning to do. I mean, I could do it now, but with this face, everyone would take notice of me and remember that I was there, so yeah, no sexy spy work right now. I wouldn't do sexy spy work. Shenanigans, but no sexy spy work.
You know, we did have a comment of someone who has experienced Buffy. Candace on Facebook. She says, this one was a hard one. I'd like to do both. The unnoticeable, because I'm super nosy and would just want to be able to listen to people's convos without being noticed. Maybe rob a bank or two. But changing my appearance sounds fun too. I think unnoticeable if I can stop the spell and be noticed again. I know how Buffy works, she says. Normally a spell like that goes haywire. Ask Willow when she went invisible, LOL. And then Amanda just goes, shrug. Shrug. It's fine. I feel like I just need to sit back and stare at my two favorite people having a conversation. My two favorite people that I love very, very much because I have to make it more awkward every time. While they have a conversation about what they want to do based on the Buffy universe. And then I will chime in with my answer that has nothing to do with anything, and it'll be fine.
Well, I'm not going to answer based on the Buffy universe. I'm going to just say I would like to be completely unnoticeable. Because, like other people have said, you can go into social situations and just be able to get from A to B without having awkward conversations. I was in the bookstore yesterday, minding my own business, looking at books, when somebody who I used to work with 6-7 years ago at the place that I detest, and I used to work with this person, and she was one of the most stressful people I used to work with, and one of the reasons why I hated it. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Hi Claire, how are you?" And I was like, "Ugh, I'm going to vomit all over you." And then had to have a 10-minute conversation with her.
Ugh.
So I would love to be completely unnoticeable. I'm not going to go rob a bookstore or a bank or anything. I just want to be able to go around and just be me without other people.
That's a horrible story of a bookstore visit gone wrong. Like,
So
how dare. The bookstore is such a sanctuary, and like this is a person you have a visceral, like, I'm gonna maybe barf a little reaction to. It's such a day ruiner.
And it was such a nice brunch I had as well. That kind of
Oh
went,
no.
no, I know.
He almost made you lose the nice brunch.
Exactly. You
a
don't want
shame.
to lose your brunch. Brunch is like the most important meal of the day.
Were you carrying around really interesting books that might make a person feel awkward? Like,
No.
No.
I didn't actually have any books in my hand.
Oh.
I'd taken some pictures of books that I was interested in, but not necessarily ready to purchase.
okay. So you couldn't make it painful for the
No,
other
but
person.
I did have Sticky Joe with me. I did have my cane Sticky Joe. That was all the skulls that I keep telling everybody is the skulls of the one skull for every victim, one of my victims.
Yeah, but did you hit her with the cane?
No, she had a child with her.
See?
And wanted time to hit the child as
No.
well. Cause,
No, none of this is good.
no, but I did have my child with me as well, so I was able to use the excuse of, I'll go and see, I need to go and see if he's ready to go at the checkout.
That's good. Using children as an excuse is always valid.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's the only reason to have them.
Use an excuse.
Yeah. I don't have
Sorry,
that.
I can't come out tonight. I have a child.
See, that's where I
no.
use my diabetes. Sorry, I can't go out tonight. I have diabetes. And it's just always a thing.
Also, it just kept you out of lockup because, you have a child, I can't hit you with a cane.
Oh,
Which is really, good for everyone because I feel like if you'd hit her, it would have gone sideways.
Oh my god, I would have broken her skull.
but then you would
We
have
wouldn't
added
have
her
been
skull
here
to the
today
cane. Right, that's
Listening to
true.
this story, we would have been.
Sympathising and empathising as well, because we've all been there. We've all been in a sanctuary or situation where you're like, I don't need people. It's like, when you just sit in a coffee shop and you just want to sit and drink your coffee and have some alone time, read your book. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. I'm reading. Just leave me alone. So yeah, go unnoticed. But none of this, it only lasts for a short period of time. No, I want control over the time scale.
We do like
So-
to be the lords and masters of our own universes.
You do.
So do you want my answer?
Yeah.
At this
Yes.
point?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Like the way you asked that.
I choose to change my appearance, but not because I actually think the unnoticeable spell would be much more useful. But I kept thinking about all the ways I would mess it up. So, have you guys seen Mystery Men?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I kept thinking of. Was like I would be that guy who's like, I'm invisible, only when I'm naked, and only when no one's looking at me. That's my superpower. And I'm like, that would be me. And then, it just or I'd basically do that, and then I'd forget that I shut my power off, and I'd just be running around. Yeah. So they're just I'm way too forgetful and dumb to use that spell responsibly. So it's just better if I change my appearance.
Imagine if you could be invisible when you were completely naked and then accidentally put a hat on. Just a hat. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was such a hilarious joke. I'm invisible when no one's looking at me. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I do
We
like
all
that
are.
movie.
I am curious how you accidentally put a hat on.
Wind just blows the hat on there. Or you might walk past a hat and go, oh, that's a nice hat, and then put it on. But because you're forgetful, you forget you're also invisible
Right.
and that you're also naked.
Right.
And you put the hat on, and then suddenly you're not so invisible, and your head is not naked.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy done.
Easy. I mean, how many
anybody
times
who's
do you
worn
just walk by
glasses,
a
where's my
random hat?
glasses? You know?
Yeah.
I forget my glasses are on my freaking face, and I go have to do that.
I do sometimes, because I don't wear glasses very often, I will do this when I'm not wearing glasses to push them up, but they're not there.
I love how we've described what we're doing with glasses to an audio medium.
To an audio podcast.
I touched my face, Amanda pushed the glasses up her face.
Yes. Yep, that happened. But you know what? People do watch this. We have a handful of Patreon subscribers that do watch.
Weirdos.
And if you give us money now, you can be one of those people. You only have to give us like $1.
People are watching podcasts now. Like, I keep hearing about this. Like, it's the new way to get your podcast is with your eyes as well.
Yeah.
Which is
It defies some logic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people wouldn't want to watch us. We're interesting looking. I don't know if that's a compliment.
We use a lot of hand gestures. Lots of hand gestures.
Yeah. And we have
I
a
rock
lot of
too much. I'm all over the place. I can't keep still.
We have
I have
a lot
fidget
of
things.
good facial expressions too that I feel like people should enjoy. I don't know. And this one's going to be full of facial expressions from me, as I have previously said, I think. Because
Have you previously said your answer to this Would You Rather?
No, I have not. I was kind of wondering how long we could make it go before we actually answered any questions. I want to change my appearance because I think that's fun. End of sentence. I don't know.
You like to cosplay, therefore changing your appearance is a natural.
Yeah, and as I just said, I like for people to look at my facial expressions, so I don't want to be completely unnoticeable.
Yeah.
I don't really want people to look at me, but like I do.
It would make doing eyebrow art easier and quicker.
It would.
You just like sparkles.
Yeah, that would be great. Maybe we should go on to the next question.
That would be lovely.
I think it would be. The next question that we're going to ask is, would you rather fight with an axe or a scythe?
Give me the sleigh scythe, and I'll chop my own arm off, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same. Like, I feel like an axe is way too... Like, I don't allow axes. Like, when my husband needs to, like, split wood, I'm like, here, take your tiny little hatchet. You know? Like, you can't have an axe. Don't be ridiculous. I don't want to go to the emergency room. Yeah. I think my friend got him, like, a tiny battery-powered little handheld chainsaw so that we would never have to have this axe problem. Just, I like tools that are small and easy to control. Mm-hmm. So a scythe, I mean, you use two hands with both an axe and a scythe for the most part, right?
Unless it's a small axe.
Unless it's a really tiny axe, and that's just terribly dangerous. But I feel like I have more control over the scythe, and I'm less likely to chop my own foot off, which I would immediately do with the axe.
I feel like I'm going to immediately cut something off with both of them. But I feel like an axe, I would have to try harder to accidentally cut something off than a scythe. I feel like a scythe would just go, and then your head falls off. Whereas an axe, you'd have to go...
See, the problem I find with axes as well, doing that movement, I've been axe throwing, and axe throwing is really fun, and I was surprisingly good at it. And I would just want to throw it, and then I don't have a weapon because I've thrown the axe at somebody's skull, and then I've got to go and get the axe. Oh, yeah. It's with the scythe, I've got to keep my hand.
Yeah.
Highly recommend axe throwing. Very fun.
I feel like, even though I just said that a scythe is probably more dangerous because you would immediately cut your own head off, I feel like I'm going to choose that one because, like, death has a scythe. And that's
it does
pretty.
look cool.
It's
It
cool.
looks cool.
It's cool. Yeah.
You could find a witch and then bring all the the full generation of slayers into fruition.
I could do that, but I wouldn't do that because I don't know what you're talking about. Except I do because I've read these books.
I was going to say,
and they're
read
great.
the books.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time we get to One Girl in All the World, there is the scythe, and it features prominently.
It does. It's kind of important in this book. It kind of means something.
When I went to Hellmouth Con this summer, which is the Buffy convention that they hold like on the Halo Sunnydale grounds where they filmed the show, some people there had like the actual replica of the scythe, and like better than a prop because this thing was heavy, not made to just be wielded around for funsies. Like it was hefty, and I got to like hold it. So I can confirm, like I would, yes, immediately cut my foot off with something like that. It's
But
very
you come with Slayer strength and agility. Because this is Would You Rather, where you are the Lord and Master of all you survey. So you can wield the scythe. You can say I wield the scythe, but I'm not taking off any of my own appendages, and I have the strength and the stamina and the agility to wield it.
I guess, but it's just so dangerous. It's sharp on both ends.
The best kind of weapons are.
Like, if I don't cut off my hand, I'm going to stab my foot with the other end. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, in that last episode of Buffy's just tossing that scythe around willy-nilly to all these other girls that are brand new Slayers, and I feel like it's a little bit irresponsible. They have not had the training.
So Buffy doesn't come with health and safety instructions.
Doesn't seem like a good idea.
It's been 0 days since I hit myself with my own scythe.
Yes, our last scythe incident. I'm choosing it for death.
I'm choosing it because I'm going to be the Slayer one day. Yeah. Okay, next question.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you rather be one of many Slayers or be one girl in all the world? I mean, Slayer Fest would be cool if you were one of many.
Yeah. It would depend on, like, the squad, right? Like, the makeup of the squad. Like, having written the One Girl, like, these books, the In Every Generation books, I would now be the only one. Because I feel like the other ones would go rogue and kill me at some point. And Slayer versus Slayer, you just... Like, if you're the only Slayer, you've got to one-up on every possible demon that you come across. Like, you're the Slayer. But Slayer versus Slayer is a toss-up. You just don't know how that's going to go down.
I'm going to say something you're not going to understand, Amanda. I can imagine you being Faith.
What was that?
I can imagine Amanda being Faith.
Oh.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Faith is a Slayer that's called when Buffy's first killed. Because she does die. Multiple times. And so, because Buffy dies, the Slayer power then calls the next Slayer in line, which is Faith. And Faith's fine, but then she goes morally grey, and then she just goes bad.
Ooh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
And then there's Buffy versus Slayer fights, Buffy versus Faith fights.
But I feel like Amanda is way too fun and, like, zany. Like, Faith, everything was dire and serious.
Yeah, but she wasn't bad.
I feel like Amanda, even if she went morally grey, she'd be like the morally grey one who was still part of the team, and we'd have to be like, stop killing people. And she'd be like, maybe. And we'd just be like, that Amanda.
You kind of have to turn a 90 degrees and go, that direction of killing, not this direction.
Yeah. Because you'd be a Slayer too, right, in our little Slayer team. So every time Amanda aimed for a person, you just have to be the redirect. Yeah, just redirect.
We could have somebody in the Scooby Gang who just redirects her. That's their sole purpose. They're not a werewolf, they're not a witch or anything like that. They just
That's her whole Watcher's purpose.
Yes.
Amanda doesn't do any kind of weapons training. It's just ethics training.
Yes.
100%.
100% ethics training, 100% of the time.
Oh, there's the blood. I
Saw
saw it
that. There we go.
Purpose. It's purposeful for everyone. I really like that conversation that just happened around me. But it made me feel really important and kind of loved. So
You should.
I like it.
Take
I
it.
like it a lot.
Take it. It's complimentary.
I really appreciate it. It made me feel very special.
It's important to know when your friends would not kick you out for just, maybe killing someone.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like taking life doesn't mean we can't direct it in the right direction. You get the bad guys, the
Yeah.
big sharp pointy teeth, and not the innocent little humans.
Yeah.
I too will be one girl in all the world. Though Slayfest does sound kind of fun, it also sounds like hard work. Like you're constantly trying to be one up the next person. At least if you are the only Slayer, you're not really having to do that comparison. Yeah. Plus more science for me.
Yeah. Well, and Slayerfest sounds fun until you realize it's probably just so many meetings. Oh.
I don't want to go to meetings.
Like, can you imagine Andrew's PowerPoints?
No.
They just go on and on.
I want merch. I want meet and greets. I want cosplay competitions. I don't want fighting competitions if it's Slayfest. I want a fighting competition. I don't want PowerPoint.
Yeah. It sounds like you want to go to a comic convention, not like a work convention.
Okay, you might have a point.
Yeah.
I'm also reminding myself I do need to work on a couple of PowerPoints as well.
I want to just be directed around like you guys were doing with me, and so I don't know how to answer that question because we were a team of Slayers, but also in that instance, you made me a person who was one person.
Okay, so I'm going to be one girl in all the world. I'll die. You'll get called as a Slayer because that's how it has to happen.
Right.
And then I'll come back to life, and then you can be the morally grey Slayer, and then you're part of the Scooby Gang.
All right, I like it.
Done. Sorted.
Sold. Would you rather fight alongside Willow or Oz or Spike?
I mean, it's Spike.
That was a hard one, but I went Spiked as well. I feel like I'd have to worry about him less. You'd also have to watch yourself because he doesn't pay attention when he's fighting, and he could throw an axe and miss his target and it'll come straight at you. So you do have to be on your toes, if Spike was your fighting partner, but
Yeah.
Willow and Oz are fragile. Willow's really fragile.
Yeah, exactly.
And Oz, when he's not a werewolf, fragile, and when he is a werewolf, I mean, in my books, he's got pretty good control over it, so I guess maybe Oz, actually, if he was, like, book Oz.
But would you not be so distracted by Oz's werewolf form wanting to boop his snoot and give him scritches?
Well, that depends. Does he look like he did in the show? Because I do not want to boop that snoot.
No, that is such a bad werewolf costume.
There was no snoot to be had after season 2. I missed the snoot. Like, I wanted him to be just in a big, bad werewolf head.
Yes.
But instead, he just kind of looked like a long-haired Planet of the Apes creature.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I have just looked that up on the internet, and yeah, that's weird looking.
Did you see any images of the blonde one, like the blonde girl werewolf that they tried to make so glamorous and with the flowing gold locks? I'm like, it's still bad, you guys.
It's the werewolf version
that's
of,
not
like, to
sexy
make
at
something
all.
feminine, big eyelashes on and give it lipstick.
That's not pretty.
Yeah,
I
Bugs
see
Bunny
it.
dress.
I see now what you're talking about, and that is not pretty.
Yeah.
I don't.
No snoot booping.
No.
Would not have to worry about it.
Nope. No. I choose Spike in answering this question because Spike is a vampire and I prefer vampires all the time, as we are wont to say on Fictional Hangover. Mm-hmm. And I do know the most about Spike. As a person who does not know Buffy, I know the most about Spike, so I choose Spike. Also, I choose Spike because in this book, he really dislikes underwear models. Now, it's one of my favorite parts about the book, by the way.
You've got to go for Spike just for the quips.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, he's a librarian now.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and he's getting kind of good at it.
Yeah.
He's got a Discord. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's going to get a library science degree. I bet he's got one, and he just hasn't told anybody.
Maybe.
He's done it online.
And, like, it's one of those things where, like, in the library universe, especially with public libraries, everyone's like, you don't have to have the degree to be a librarian. And then all the people who have the degree are like, but what's even the point of my life if you don't have to have the degree to be a librarian? So you kind of feel bad, but then you also want to support people who are trying to do their best. So, yeah.
Would
Spike.
you go to a doctor without their doctor's degree? No.
No.
Go to a librarian who knows what they're talking about with their library degree.
It's also true.
Equivalent years of experience.
Spike has lots of years of experience.
He has hung out in the library a lot and talked to Giles a lot. I bet watch orientation was interesting with Spike. Yeah, I'm picking Spike as well because of the quips. And he can look after himself, he's not as fragile. Cool. Yeah. Last question. Would you rather have Spike or Giles as your watcher? Would you rather have a fake British accent or a real British accent? A genuine librarian or a librarian in training who brings cinnamon shortbread to Poetry Club?
But you know, one of the most heartbreaking things about being a slayer is when some big bad comes in and kills your watcher. Wow. And again, Giles, while he's also a badass, is still just a fragile little man, where Spike can handle himself.
Excuse me.
I would once again worry less about Spike if Spike was my watcher.
Are you talking about Ripper?
I know.
How dare you talk about Ripper?
Remember when Ripper was running through that candy factory after Ethan Rain, he was winded by the time he caught him, okay? There was only so much that Ripper could do. He'd just stand there and pant and go, Buffy, kick his ass. And that's how useful is that?
I would rather have that than Wesley Wyndham Priest.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. I love Wesley, obviously. I named my dog after him. I love Wesley. But he was indeed the worst watcher.
He needed punch in the nose. He would do, if PowerPoint was a big thing back in 1998, he would have had a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, yeah. He would have, and there would have been handouts. Oh,
I bet he would do QR codes every Friday. This is a person who did actually do a presentation for a conference and had a lot of QR codes in it. He would do what I did, and there would be a lot of QR codes. Oh my God, am I Wesley Wyndham Price? Oh, self-realization, and I don't like it.
Now, after Wesley had his stint on Angel, working for Angel Investigations, and now I think Wesley would be a great watcher.
Actually, yeah. He needed experience and to be humanized.
Yeah, he needed to be a rogue demon hunter for a while.
He needed the leather jacket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now he'd be good.
Yes, okay, I'll accept that one. I still like Giles. I mean, Spike's a good watcher in the way that he would be able to teach you to fight well. But when it comes to actually facing a lot of the bad guys, does he have a lot of arcane knowledge and occult knowledge?
No, although he is learning to read books more.
I mean, is he just learning to read?
Learning to read.
He's learning to read. He was a poet.
He was back when he was alive. Spike was, before he was William the Bloody, he was William the Poet.
Yeah, William the Bloody Bad Poet, actually, is where
that is very true.
His name comes from.
Yeah. Can you trust a watcher who once killed a slayer as well? I mean, is a reformed bad guy, bad boy, the best
his
kind?
knowledge really comes in handy for Frankie when she's dealing with the other slayers. Like, he's like, I know what it takes to fight a slayer. You don't got it. You not ready.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have Spike as our actual working active watcher, but we'll have Giles as our granddad watcher, who just now and again comes in and pipes up with some kind of sage knowledge, and then goes back to his knitting and his Werther's originals.
If you don't have a Giles, you definitely need like a Sigmund nerd character.
Oh, I'm
like,
so angry at Sigmund!
Friend. That's the whole reason Sigmund exists in this series, is because Spike was really lacking in the book learning. Yes. So I needed a smart demon to come in and be like, no, this is how we do spells, and this is who that demon is, and let me tell you history. So,
I can honestly see Sigmund in tweed and the elbow patches.
Yeah. He'd pull it off.
He would.
He's very hot. He's a hot nerd.
But I need to have it out with him because he's done a dirty to Haley.
Yeah.
Because I know the great Serafina DeWitt is the great Serafina DeWitt, but he should have had a conversation with Haley and said, listen, my mum's putting pressure on us, let's just wait for her to go out of town, and then we'll, get back with the kissy hot and feely stuff. Let's just calm it down and play it cool, because sometimes you just gotta act different in front of family, unfortunately.
Yeah. But every once in a while you date somebody with mommy issues, and sometimes it gets resolved and other times it doesn't.
I do wonder if Sigmund stood up to his mum, if Serafina would actually respect that a little bit more. Potentially. I need to read book 3.
Potentially. Yeah. Potentially. We'll have to see.
All right. Would You Rather was amazing.
It was! Because it's Kendare.
Because everything Kendare does is great. Yes. We love her. We love her so much.
In appropriate ways. With consent.
Of course. So if you liked this, try this. What are you going to suggest?
Bloody Fool for Love by William Ritter, which is again another Buffy verse. Or is it? It's a Spike prequel! Woo! We love Spike book. Okay, so, that's bad. Can't say that. Spike just wants to enjoy the spoils of his new badass reputation. He's now a legendary Slayer killer, and he's returning to London, the greatest city in the world. Unfortunately, his new abode is far from ideal. Mostly it's a damp basement, and the rest of his strange little family is reeling from the fact that their patriarch, Angel, abandoned them. Spike's love, Drusilla, seems especially heartbroken over the loss and spends her time lost in her tarot cards and planning their next gruesome family dinner when they all can be reunited. Desperate to break Drew out of her melancholy, Spike vows to steal a powerful relic that will help her focus on her dark future together. It's the perfect plan, that is, until a monster named Gunnar, leader of the demon world of London, steals the relic first. Forced to form his own ragtag group of mercenaries, Spike plans an epic heist against the ruthless gang of undead criminals. Confronted with paranormal plots, royal black ops, and tea, there may be abominations, but they're British abominations, thank you very much. Spike soon realises that his homecoming is about to get bloody. This rompy, action-packed novel inspired by one of Buffy's most infamous bad boys is part Bonnie and Clyde, part Sherlock and Watson, with just a bit more blood-sucking. Now, the great thing is, because this is Spike, prequel, this is before he gets his soul, and when he's still a bad boy. So it's not going to be fluffy. This is the lovable asshole prequel. This is when he's a dick.
Yay.
He doesn't have to be nice.
Yay.
He doesn't have to conform.
Aww.
So yay.
Yay, we love a lovable asshole.
And we adore Spike. What have you got?
I am suggesting Big Bad by Lily Anderson. You will recall we have covered a Lily Anderson book previously, and we really, really enjoyed it. So why not share this one?
Exactly.
It's also Buffy-themed.
Yay.
Demondale, California, 1999. Like Sunnydale, but a whole lot more evil. Step into this alternate reality where chaos reigns supreme. The mayor's sunshade has created permanent darkness over Sunnydale, fully opening the hellmouth once and for all. Now, the newly christened Demondale has become a safe haven for vampires, beasts, and all types of ruffians. It's never been better to be bad. Aspiring supervillains and super nerds, Jonathan and Andrew attempt to hold their own in a town full of monsters, while 300-year-old vengeance demon Anya is just looking for something to give her life purpose again, spending her days working at an evil juice bar. But soon word gets out that there's a new big bad on the scene, one more powerful and more destructive than anyone who has come before. She, of course, is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and she's hell-bent on rooting out all of this reality's evil by any means necessary. Now, Jonathan, Andrew, and Anya must recruit a team of Demondale's most notorious villains, including Angelus, Spike, Drusilla, and even Ripper, the malevolent magic shop owner, in order to save their world. But it'll be no easy feat to put their pride and differences aside and stop the worst thing that has ever come to town. Good.
Ripper's Giles. Giles is Ripper.
Yay!
That's on my my wish list to get. I want that one as well. I haven't got it yet, but I will get it.
Yay!
It will be morning.
It will be.
It will be.
It will.
I believe in myself.
I believe in you too.
And my ability to order on apps.
Yeah.
Do we have any indie spotlights?
We do. This one, it came out in August, but the author himself reached out to us on our website to share this one. So don't forget, everyone, that you can do that. Fictionalhangover.com. You can share things with us there. This one is called Don't Get Blood in My House by Matthew King. And we have an ebook version of this. I flipped through it a little bit. I haven't read the whole thing, but what I read was pretty ridiculous.
Good.
4 killers meet at a dinner party. But what do they find? Friends? Murder? Love? This horror-themed romantic comedy reveals relatable killers with lovable quirks, whose amusing banter is playful and thought-provoking. Tackling issues like gender identity, discrimination, and feminism, each peek into their minds will show why killers are people too. Delightfully absurd and unfiltered personalities shine bright in this dark and heartfelt story about life, its struggles, and making the best of a spooky night. So what's stopping you? 4 killers? I'm sure they're delightfully pleasant people. You might even fall in love. Just don't fall 6 feet under. There's witches and I think there's a reference to a vampire. I think one of the characters is like a bat person, so like why wouldn't you want to read this? Why
this
wouldn't
is not
you
even a hashtag
this?
tenuous link. I feel like this is a full on link.
Yeah. So I think everyone should go and check it out.
I agree.
Don't Get Blood in My House by Matthew King.
It's a good title.
It really is. It really is.
That would be so good for next year's next year's theme where it's like you know, fuck this house or goddamn house or houses are bad. Oh, well, I'm gonna just go down and copy and paste that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Go for it. All right. That brings us to the end of this episode of Fictional Hangover. Go and check out the bonus episode, everyone. You will not be disappointed because it's Kendare Blake.
We love Kendare.
We love her.
facts. She's the most
She is
guested
the
guest.
most guested guest. I can't quite count how many times she's been on because things
Not
weren't
enough.
things weren't labeled well in the past. But I want to say this might be her 9th or 10th visit to the show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, do you know who still needs to, up his game? Jackson Ford.
Jackson Ford. But Jackson Ford is going to be joining us in December. Spoiler alert, everyone. So
That is true, but he wanted to beat Kendare, so he needs to up his game.
I mean, we're going to have to dig into his back catalog and read some of his other stuff.
Oh my god, we might have to go rob.
We might have to go into space.
Space!
Anyway.
You know how we feel about sci-fi.
I know. Okay, that's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. Did I say that already? I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner by Stephanie Meyer, live on Sunday, October 26th at 2 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. GMT. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover-themed merchandise and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book. Probably about vampires.
In this month, yes. You can find us at fictionalhangover.com and follow us on all social media at Fictional Hangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for listening.